Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Sorry about this, my first video didn't upload. Let's see if, I have no idea if I'm even on camera. Normally most of you guys that follow me know that I don't do face-to-face stuff, because I'm not that pretty. Right, I haven't done an update to the YouTube channel in over 10 months. So apologies for that. I said in my last sort of what's in the channel update in May of last year, wow, 12 months ago, that I was going to start my Yamaha YZRM 109, which you can probably see still sitting on the shelf there with that one. Got nowhere near it, and it's been 12 months since I updated my RZ 250 build, and the only reason it sort of kick-started me into thinking about doing some more YouTube videos is that I've actually had some subscribers. I'm up to over 200 now, woohoo, asking me questions about how to do stuff. I've got a wee notepad here, so I'm actually trying to script stuff now, which is quite funny, because normally I do it off the cuff. I have had comments that when I'm doing my, sorry, I'm a smoker, when I'm showing people how to do stuff, that I'm very animated with my hands and it looks like a puppet show. I'm really sorry if that offends you, but if you don't like it, you know what you can do, you can just, bye. Sorry. I mean, I'm an amateur hobbyist, trying to relay info onto people who maybe haven't done what I've done. I'm not an expert. I've tried a lot of stuff. I've got a decent setup. My preferred genre is bikes. If any information I give you guys helps you at all, that feels good to me. So I'm not really into rivet counters. People are going, oh, you're a wee puppet, going, ooh, look at this. I have to say I was inspired to start doing videos by a guy called Tony. He does a lot of builds for e-models along with Ted and Fox, and I watched a few of his videos on how he approached it and stuff, and I liked it, and it was kind of like how I would do a video. So it's Tony at Helgen35's workshop. It's to blame for me even attempting to do a video. I don't know if you've tried it yourself, guys. It's awfully easy to criticise people saying you're not doing that right, I wouldn't do it that way. Make a video yourself and see how it goes. As I say, I've actually given myself a little script because it's been 10 months since I did anything. I'm going to punt a company in a little while. Right, cigarettes went out, so I'm going to dump it. It's called MGR Models, Hobbies and Accessories, and it's a little family run shop down in a place in England called Bolton. I will do a proper photo and screenshot of this to add later on, but that's the info. I don't know if it's picked up in the camera because my camera doesn't have a zoom or anything like that, and as I say, I'm pretty noobish at all this video stuff. They've got a Facebook page, and the guy who runs the shop, he can do sort of group buys, bulk deals. He's got contacts with a lot of suppliers. If you're into all your Gundam stuff, or you're into your old Games Workshop, you know, orcs and all that sort of stuff, you can get that, as well as your normal armour, military aircraft, all that sort of stuff, but he can get you at a discount, and he's got a Facebook page, so I'll go into that a bit later on. But yeah, MGR Models, Hobbies and Accessories actually supplied me with my, because I like my bikes, this is the latest Tamiya kit that's on the market, the H2R. Got that at a cracking price. Okay, it was maybe not as quick as some sites had advertised, but it was certainly a better price. It arrived really well packaged, and I will do a review on this later on. I have said I'm going to do a review on a lot of my stash that I've got, but never ever got there. But I'm going to try and do something about that later on. I'm going to put that back up there. Okay, what else was I going to talk about? On my last update, almost a year ago to the day, it was in May, I said I was going to do a video on how to decant the Tamiya aerosol cans into a pot to allow you to use it with the airbrush. I have managed to do that, and it has been uploaded, and you can view that on my YouTube channel. I also did a metallics review, and it was based on, let me see if I can pull one down here, Japanese company, Mr. Hobby. I tell you what, I'm actually starting to get to like a lot of their paints. I still like my Tamiya, but I'm preferring these paints over MIG and stuff like that. I did a whole Mr. Colour Super Metallic metals, the metals range review. That's on my YouTube channel, so I did manage to do that. What else have I got written down here? Right. Rivet counters. I don't like them. Everybody knows I don't like them, but they're always going for realism, and this paint replicates this, and you must paint this at dot X, dot Y. Right, that's fine, right, but I build bikes. So after doing a Mr. Colour Metallic metals review, I actually went down to my real life motorcycle, because I'm a biker, and I took some shots of me round about the bike and see if any colours matched up and stuff like that. So that also did a scale thing. Rivet counters are into the vinyl pipes that they supply with Tamiya kits are X diameter, and on a real bike it's that diameter, and they don't match, so it's not realistic. So I went down to my bike with a vernier gauge and measured all the pipes and things like that. And if you're doing 1/12 scale, basically any sizes I give you, you divide by 12, and that gives you a realistic scale of what the real thing is, and explained how that went. So that's a video I did manage to upload. Why haven't you heard anything from me for 10 to 12 months? Well, real life gets in the way. Some of you guys that follow me know that, and as May is Mental Health Awareness Week, I suffer really badly from depression and anxiety. Hands up. I'm coming up for 50, and I have problems in my head, and if me saying to folk, look, I have mental health issues, some days I wake up, I don't want to get out of bed, and other days I get up and I build a fantastic model, does that not help you? It's only raising awareness. So that's one of the reasons I haven't done anything. Another reason is it's been sunny outside, so I've been out my real bike, and I've helped my partner Susan move into a new house, and my laptop destroyed its hard drive, so I had to rebuild that. All sorts of shit. All you guys are used to that, so that's why you've not heard from me for so long. Why am I stopping armour? I've been doing a build. Excuse me for leaning forward. This build, the Russian BM Grad 21 from Trumpeter, and to be honest, it's a decent kit. Had to do a lot of fettling. I found a lot of the 135 scale stuff too small for my sausage fingers. I've lost bits and had to craft them from scratch. They're boasting all these parts counts and that, but really, do they have to do that? Could they not have just moulded it? You know, making a part that's 1mm in size that you've got to try and take flash off of is a total pain in the arse. And sorry for my French. I'm boasting a photo etch kit which probably could have been moulded in resin or plastic and been much better than you trying to bend lots of little bits of copper and brass. Anyway, so I kind of got into that. I got really far on with it. Then I tried putting the clear plastics into the windows and that for the cab, and they didn't fit, and one cracked, and I lost interest basically. The main one that you guys have been following is my Z250 build, and apologies, I got up to build number 8, and I was doing okay with it, and I was trying a few new products. I have in the last year discovered a few new products that are better than the ones that I used on the kit to start with. So I'm looking at revisiting that and taking on from where I left off, but trying new products rather than the ones I used. And the method's about going over what I've already done and changing it to the new products to make it look better. So I will carry on with the RZ250 build. I have had quite a few comments on that and people asking me questions and stuff. I am selling an airbrush. I'll go into it a bit later on. My first video didn't shoot, so I'm not going to go too far into it. But it's a Harder Steenbeck Ultra 2-in-1. It costs £80 for the airbrush. I've used it once, and I bought about 40 quid's worth of accessories for it, so I'm going to punt it on eBay. There's nothing wrong with the airbrush. I'm used to iWater. Most of my videos that I'm shooting anything in, I'm using this iWater Revolution CR with 0.5 needle in it, and it's a fantastic airbrush, and I like the trigger feel on it. I didn't get the same feel from the Harder Steenbeck one, and there's nothing wrong with the Harder Steenbeck Ultra, just that I prefer this, so I bought a second one, and I'm punting the Harder Steenbeck. So yeah, I'm going to put that on eBay. Right, I've been asked about airbrushes for beginners. Compressors, spray booths, stuff like that. I started out with the old Humbrol paints and brush painting. I'm talking about now, I've been away for model making for about 30 years, okay? So when I used to make models when I was like 14, 15, coming up for 50 this year, it was like you bought your Airfix kit, you stuck it together with the poly glue, it was all gloopy and it all stuck out and all that. And then you hand painted it all with the Humbrol paints, and then you stuck your decals on and stuff like that. It's moved on a bit from that now, and everybody's on an airbrush, and I must admit, since I started using an airbrush, I have got so in touch with different paints, different shades, different techniques, and it's all a learning curve. Again, if you want more instruction, I'm not an expert with an airbrush. If you want more instruction on how to use an airbrush, how do you thin your paint, how do you clean it, oh my god, it was blowing air out, it shouldn't be, what could the common problem be? Comment. If you don't comment, I don't know what you want to see. Right, so as regards airbrushes, I would say if you're a beginner and you've got a limited budget and you're already splashed out, you've got your kit, you've got your glue, you've got your tweezers, you've got your craft knife and your sprue cutters and all that, and you've already spent a lot of money, but you don't want to brush paint it because you get all the lines in it and you want to use an airbrush. Me personally, if you were going for a budget airbrush, right, so this is kind of at the bottom end but not as cheap as your Chinese throwaway ones, you want to go for an iWater Neo. It's not actually made by iWater, but iWater have badged it, and it is a good base airbrush. I would always say if you're going for an airbrush, buy the best you can afford, but there's no need to spend £200 on an airbrush that you can have all the twiddly bits at the end and that, because at the end of the day you're not doing like tank murals where there's this beautiful vixen sitting on the bike going like that and it's all realistic and that. You're basically painting base coats, lacquers, primers and all that on a model, so you don't need a £200 airbrush, but an average sort of price of what I would say was the best airbrush to aim for would be around about the £100 mark. So you'd be looking at either the iWater Revolution CR or the Ultra 2-in-1 from Harder Steenbeck, which of course I'm trying to sell. Okay, where did I go from this? Right, compressors. I've had a couple of people ask me about compressors. Now, I'm saving up at the moment. I want to get a compressor that doesn't cut out every 5 minutes because it overheats and it isn't noisy and all the rest of it. So I'm kind of saving up for something that isn't going to be your normal hobbyist compressor. So when I get it, I'll review it. but for now, what I would say to you is, if you go onto eBay, you can get these compressor kits with this kind of compressor. This is called, and it's made in China, it's an AS189. So if you go into Google and you type in AS Alpha, Alpha Sierra 189 compressor, right? You'll come up with this baby, and it's made in China, right? Okay. So there's not a lot to it. It's basically, there's a motor on the top and there's a tank. Now the tank is an important thing. If you want to airbrush in a steady medium and have a constant airflow, you need an air tank, because the compressor boosts the air tank and then the pressure goes to your brush. If you don't have the tank and you just buy the basic compressor ones, you get like high pressure, low pressure, high pressure, low pressure, or like the person going up and down it going ch 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 ch. One of these. 50 quid I got this for off of eBay. It came with two Chinese airbrushes. One was gravity fed and one was siphon fed. Gravity fed is where the cup is on the top and the gravity feeds the paint in, and siphon is where there's a little cup underneath and it soaks it up. Both of them were crap. Only from an aspect of when I went to clean it and the tiny little nozzle on the end with the tiniest bit of pressure, it broke. So I binned them. They're basically paperweights, but AS189 compressor, you won't go wrong with that. I've had this for 2 years now. You'll notice by little bits of tape, I don't know if you can quite see it, little bits of tape on it here, and little bits of blue tack, as certain bits rattle that get annoying when it's going along, so you tape and things up. I've got a bit of condensation on this just now because it's live for 12 months. But it's fine, it's still working. Ideally what I want is, there's a company called Bambi that make medical air compressors. They don't work on a piston method, it's a cyclic method, and they're oil compressors, and Bambi is what I'm looking for, but I'm looking about 300 quid for one. So if you're going for a compressor, you're just starting out, go on eBay or go on the internet and look for AS189. You'll get one of these and you'll be able to do the job. Okay, so I got asked about compressors. That was one of my followers on YouTube. Okay, I'm referring to this again. Spray booth. Okay, I'll go into more detail and I'll pan onto it later on. It's sitting in the corner here. Basically what it is it's a big plastic assembly with ducting coming out. And a plastic platform with a filter mesh at the back, big fan, and then a big tube that goes out the window. Right, I paid 50 quid for mine. I think the last time I checked they were 50 to 60 pounds. You can get them off eBay. You can go on all the modelling sites and pay 60, 70, 80 or whatever, but you can get them on eBay cheap enough. Well worth getting if you're going to be getting an airbrush. As well as like one of these wee pots, I think it was a tenner. You put water in the bottom, and basically when you're dispelling your airbrush, all the shite goes into there, gets collected in the filter, drops into the water, and kind of cleanish stuff comes out the top. You will get vapours, but yeah, you know, that's kind of the setup I've got. So that's that bit. What else was I asked about? I was asked about what's that? Glues. I might do a video just on glues, but we're talking about things like Tamiya extra thin cement, which is a hot glue. You put this on and stuff that's painted, it will grip under it, but it might damage the paint. What I call a gloopy glue, which is your standard Tamiya cement. You've got things like microcrystal clear, which is a PVA based glue. You can pay a lot of money for that, or you can go to Hobbycraft and get a big tub of this for about 3 quid. Other things like super glues. There's one, hard nails super glue, which I've just thrown away. Hard nails super glue. Everybody screams about Zap, so I've got that. If you want a review on glues, ask. I might try and do one, but Yeah, there's a lot of people asking why do you use the quick glue over the gloopy glue and stuff like that. I can try and get into that, but I will admit, building the bikes, that's my favourite one. Humbrol Precision Poly. It's because it's got a really, really fine nozzle, and you can put a tiny, tiny wee drop where you want to put it. Hopefully this is showing up in video. So that's that bit. What else have I got to talk about? What would you like me to add to my how-to section? I can make videos on whatever I want to make. Do people really want to see the information that's on that? Is there something that you want help with? Do you want me to make a video that shows you how to do something? You can only ask, and if I can do it, I'll do it. Big thing that's got recently, there's a lot of companies that promote their products on the web that are model related, whether it be paints, washes. For example, you've got like your ultimate primers, you've got ultimate weathering washes, so they're going to promote their stuff. You've got e-models that carry basically everything that's out there. You've got companies like Meg that are promoting pigments and stuff like that. There's loads of stuff out there, but on a Monday night, if you've got a wee hour, or maybe, I think the last one ran to about 2 hours, a Monday evening just after tea time in the UK, around about 6 o'clock, e-models, that is a company that supplies kits, paints, blah 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 blah, that Tony and Ted and Fox all do builds for, are hosting a live chat session. Now, in this live chat session, they might talk about some stuff that's in their interest at the moment, but they're there to answer your questions. I'm trying to do this. Why? Ask them their questions and you get live feedback. And unfortunately, I tend to forget that it's on, but I kind of quizzed them last week and they were like, oh Christ, Terry for Smooth Workshop's on quizzing us about stuff. Top notch answers though, you know. And where does that take me on to there? That's basically it. Stuff I kind of want to cover. This is probably running far too long. I'm going to cut this, see if the video works, because the first one that I shot of this didn't record. And that's me being a typical Scotsman. I'll show you what I've been doing, where I got to, and maybe a wee bit of where I would like to go. And if that all works fine, then there'll be another 10-15 minutes on the end of this video. I'm just wanting to say hello, I'm still here. I'm still passionate about models. I did lose my mojo a wee bit doing armour, but I do like bikes. I might actually go around my stash and show you what I've got, and maybe open it up to you guys. What would you like to see me build next? I'm pretty sure that when I'm doing my videos and showing you how to build stuff, you don't really want to be seeing this. It's not handsome. Alright, you might see me talking to the bench and going, ooh, and this is that, and ooh, and being silly and stuff. That's just me. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. So, for now, until I go into the next part of the video, I will say this is Terry from Smooth Workshop. Sorry I've been away for about 10 to 12 months, but I do aim to get back into it and give you useful information and tips. The only way I can provide this to you guys, I'm just doing it off my own back. I'm not an expert. If you want to know how to do something, ask. See, when you watch one of my videos, there's a comments section underneath. Now, keep it constructive. If you're going to be a flaming twat, rivet counter, I'm a blunt guy, you can fuck off, okay? But if you're a novice builder that wants a few tips on how to do something, I tried that but it didn't quite work, how could I do it better? Ask. If I know, I'll tell you. Okay, so for now, Terry from Smooth Workshop. See you later. Bye.